Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes.
It's an invisible enemy that we are contributing towards. Defined by the United Nations, it is a long-term shift in temperatures and weather patterns. Such shifts can be natural due to the sun's activity or large volcanic eruptions. But ever since the 1800s, humans have been the main cause of climate change. And even if we know the cause and effects involved, it is still an ongoing problem. Climate change. This is the map provided by NASA on the City of Chicago government website. This shows the temperatures across the world in the 1880s and the 1980s. By average, blue colors represent cooler temperatures, while red colors represent warmer temperatures. The map on the left shows that it was colder in the 1880s in most places, while the map on the right shows that it was warmer in the 1980s in most places. Earth's average surface temperature has increased by more than 1.5 degrees Fahrenheit since the 1880s. Two-thirds of the warming has occurred since the 1975, at a rate of roughly 0.3 to 0.4 degrees Fahrenheit per decade. While natural processes, such as changes in the sun's energy or shifts in ocean currents, does have an effect on Earth's climate, it does not compare to the warming that we have observed over the last half-century. And that's due to greenhouse gases. Greenhouse gases have been and are part of the Earth's atmosphere. And because of its natural greenhouse effect, which is a process that traps heat, it maintains its average temperature of 15 degrees Celsius. This is why Earth is often called the Goldilocks planet, not too hot, not too cold, allowing life to thrive. Scientists have determined that carbon dioxide plays a crucial role in maintaining the stability of the Earth's atmosphere. Yet, in the last century, human activities have disrupted Earth's energy balance, which led to an increase in carbon dioxide, both in the atmosphere and the ocean. The consistent rising levels of carbon dioxide per decade traps more heat near the Earth's atmosphere, which in turn would cause temperatures to rise. Hannah Ricci from ourworldindata.org in 2020 accumulated greenhouse gas emissions from a variety of human activities in the form of a pie chart. Energy production is a major contributor of greenhouse gas emissions. We can separate this sector into two parts, one from non-renewable energy and renewable energy from the other. Non-renewable energy is an energy source that exists in finite quantities and cannot be naturally replenished or regenerated. Non-renewable energy can cause more harm to the environment than renewable ones, and that is because humans artificially accelerated and made excessive amounts of these energy sources, which in turn will trap more carbon dioxide in the Earth's atmosphere and making the planet hotter. Renewable energy, on the other hand, often referred to as clean energy, comes from natural sources or processes that are constantly replenished. This type of energy production is produced from sources like the sun and wind. Though it does not eliminate all environmental issues, it does produce relatively low levels of greenhouse gas emissions, which is comparatively better than today's standards. The industrial sector is a segment of the economy made up of businesses that aid other businesses, either in manufacturing, shipping, or producing their products. Industrial activities include manufacturing, refining, food production, etc. They emit greenhouse gases by using fossil fuels utilized on site for heat, power, or chemical processes. Industrial activities are a source of pressure on the environment, mainly in the form of emissions to the atmosphere and water ecosystems, waste generation, and resource consumption. Waste management sector. Waste management is a process of managing all types of waste to reduce the litter that goes into landfill. This consists of collection, transportation, disposal or recycling, and monitoring waste materials produced as a result of human activity. Improper management or disposal of waste materials can result in entering the environment and could negatively affect nature. The agricultural sector comprises crops, livestock, both production and animal health, fisheries and agriculture, including capture fisheries, and forestry. Agriculture is very sensitive to weather and climate. It also heavily relies on land, water, and other natural resources that the climate affects. Because of that, climate change can affect crops, livestock, soil and water resources, rural communities, and agricultural workers, depending on the rate and severity of the change, as well as the degree to which farmers and ranchers can adapt. To close this part of the video, I will quote an excerpt from an NRDC article by Courtney Lindwall, as this summarizes everything we've talked about. Climate change is our planet's greatest existential threat. If we don't limit greenhouse gas emissions from the burning of fossil fuels, consequences of rising global temperatures include massive crop and fisheries collapse, the disappearance of hundreds and thousands of species, and entire communities becoming uninhabitable. While these outcomes may still be avoidable, climate change is already causing suffering and death. From raging wildfires and supercharged storms, its compounding effects can still be felt today, outside of our own windows. Understanding these impacts can help us prepare for what's here, what's avoidable, and what's yet to come, and to better prepare and protect all communities. Now, with all of these combined, what will happen if this continues? Either together, on their own, blindly or aware. Right now, climate change is a battle that the world is collectively fighting. If the greenhouse gas emissions, deforestations, electricity, overconsumption, and all irresponsible and unnecessary behavior of humans don't stop, the dangers of climate change will continue and forever ruin the home we owe so much to. Identifying the dangers harming the environment and being aware of the intensity or to what degree the problem lies is crucial to rectifying the whole situation. Asking questions will bring us information that will help us fully grasp the whole situation and create a plan, preparing ourselves to take action. Truly, what is the problem? How bad is it? How does it affect us? Effects of climate change and weather. The effects of climate change initially reflect on the weather. It can be devastating as widespread shifts in weather patterns will occur, making events like intense droughts, heavy typhoons or hurricanes, and floods more intense and unpredictable. Effects of climate change on the environment. There are many factors that climate change affect on the environment. This will disrupt important commercial fisheries and food webs. As you can see, climate change is felt in every part of the world. The slightest change in temperature can gravely affect so many circumstances, causing irregularities and misbehavior in the environment, later causing destruction. Effects of climate change on agriculture. Agriculture is an essential industry in an economy and in the overall living of people. Climate change causes an extreme inconvenience in this field. Effects of climate change on animals. Changes in wildlife causes a shift in different species' natural habitats. A large number has been deducted from the population of different species due to this, and the number of animal casualties resulting from such shifts in the animal environment is still growing. Effects of climate change on humans. Though what caused and is causing climate change is mostly us, paradoxically, we also suffer greatly from this. The destruction caused by climate change to agriculture, animals, the environment, and weather patterns ultimately threatens human existence. So we should take action for our sake. So the question ultimately comes down to, what steps can we take to fight against it? What can we do? Renewable energy sources, which are available in abundance all around us, provided by the sun, wind, water, waste, and heat from the earth, are replenished by nature and emit little to no greenhouse gases or pollutants into the air. So switching to renewable energy will benefit towards a better energy source. Energy efficiency is the use of less energy to perform the same task or produce the same result. It is by no means one of the easiest and most cost-effective ways to combat not only climate change, but also reduce energy costs for consumers and improve the competitiveness of businesses. This is because it notably reduces greenhouse gas emissions, both directly from fossil fuel combustion or consumption and indirectly from electricity generation. Unplugging unused appliances or electrical equipment from the outlet will help save power for cost effectiveness and combat climate change. As trees grow, they help absorb and sink the carbon that would otherwise contribute to global heating. Trees, together with all plants, use sunlight energy to do photosynthesis, a process that uses carbon dioxide and water to create energy for their cells. In the end, trees end up feeding themselves with the carbon we desperately need to avoid getting to the atmosphere. Planting trees will definitely help benefit the environment and will create a healthy habitat for other animals that need it. Farmers and ranchers are already adapting to our changing climate by changing their selection of crops and the timing of their field operations. Many of the practices typically associated with sustainable agriculture can also help increase the resilience of the agricultural system to the impact of climate change, like diversifying crop rotations, integrating livestock with crop production systems, improving soil quality, minimizing off-farm flows of nutrients and pesticides, and implementing more efficient irrigation practices. What we eat and how that food is produced affects not only our health but also benefit the environment. One of which is eating healthier meals by starting a more plant-rich, balanced diet and reducing foods that are harder on our planet, and cutting food waste and thinking about how you buy and prepare the food and the process of disposing food waste. A YouTube video can only do you so much, so doing your own research about climate change also gives you more knowledge about the responsibilities and the ongoing issues of climate change on our planet. There are some that we missed in this video, so we encourage you to learn more about climate change from sources like UN.org, EPA.gov, NRDC.org, and other educational and scientific sources like research papers, articles, and books.
Life is a winding road.
The last one is very special, and it's one of the sole purposes of making this video, and that is to voice out our thoughts or speaking out. Publicly addressing the subject at hand does not only call attention to it, it also encourages people to speak out. How can we do such a thing? Well, There are many ways. It can range from hosting a public forum on the subject or to simply initiate a conversation. Drawing more awareness and engagement fosters a community that not only acknowledges the problem but also have active participation by seeking solutions or making light about the issue. As climate change continues to get worse and worse, so will our planet degrade over time. But it is not too late. The purpose of this video is to not only educate the people about the situation, but also help spread the word for our dying planet and try to make a change. Let's make a positive impact in the world by making a world a better place, one step at a time. Be the start, be the change.
And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling